Hello everyone. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Happy end of the week. What's new? What's happening? Hi JK. Welcome in, Will. We're having fun tonight. I'm starting a project that we're going to wrap up on Sunday, but should be interesting. I'm going to start soaking a whole bunch of mustard seeds because I'm going to make my own Dijon. I'm going to use my own. We're going to make using Portland wine. At least I think this is Portland. And the name it should be. Yep, Washington and Oregon wine. And vinegar. I'm going to do, instead of white wine vinegar, I'm going to do apple cider vinegar. And then I'm going to do local wine. I did try to find a local wine with the same tasting notes that you would be looking for with that. And that I like. Minerality. Let's make some coffee. And then we're also making pork piccata tonight. With some fresh pasta. I've got a bone-in pork loin defrosted in the refrigerator. I'm going to slice that into thinner and then pound it out even thinner. Give it a breadcrumb coat, or not a breadcrumb coat, but a flour coat, and a quick fry in the pan. Build the sauce in the pan afterward. And toss that with some pasta. Oh, why do I have the fan on high? I normally have it on low. For some reason, all of my streamer bot commands that do text are just not firing. I need to figure out how to... Hi, Nan Reader. Gotta let the scale say hello to chat. Fresh smell of coffee, always good no matter what time it is. Why is it showing... Also, why is it showing Did I not save it? Silly me, I didn't save the text file. There, that's the one that's supposed to be. Still working on SprinkleBot. Still working on opening and closing synchronization stuff. It's all messed up still. Tonight's stream, it thought it was over before it even started, really. Posted a post-stream summary and chat, like, as I'm pushing go live practically. Which I deleted, by the way. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers. Where do we start with things? Do we do pasta first, or we do... Let's start our pasta dough first. Just get that going. That's almost perfect. Finish that off with AP flour. Salt. Eggs. Close enough. I think I'm going to live with this. Bit on the wet side, probably. Give that a moment to dry. Put the eggs away. Getting there, almost there, chat. I just don't want it to keep breaking as I fold it and roll it. Close enough. Suctioned itself to the counter. Suction yourself to the counter over there. Next project. Mustard. So we're actually doing a fair amount of this project today, but definitely not all of it. Is this going to be... let's go for a little bit larger just to be safe. I've seen recipes where you don't cook any of this recipe. I can very much understand it in being in some recipes only from a safety aspect or people not knowing what true ingredients people are going to be using. You say vinegar, it could be all sorts of things. Cooking it kills any sort of mother or anything that's in the vinegar, so it's not going to continue vinegarizing the product it is. It does cut down on your acidity a little bit. And cooking the wine takes the alcohol out of it. So I'm not actually going to cook the wine today, but I probably will be on Sunday. But we are going to be cooking the vinegar right off tonight. You can get my ratios here. Dad joke, is that a Kindle ad? Do they even sell Kindles anymore? Not that I don't think there's people not reading paper books on whatever. I would assume they maybe moved on to a different platform or something now. On multiple levels. And bring that up to heat together and make that all happy. Cook those onions slightly through. We're basically infusing that vinegar and water with the onion and garlic for soaking seeds in. We're going to take the onion and garlic back out of that liquid before we put the mustard in there. Ad break. See you when you get back. Happy Friday to you, Miss Sepsi. I'm tempted to add, like, I always want to add salt when I put onions on the hob, and I'm not supposed to do it right now, so I'm not, but I really want to. I think we're good with this for tonight. You gonna call me out if I have to get this back out again? I know I have to get it back out again, actually, for the pork, but I was thinking about the pasta. Now see, a true chef, a true planner, would have had the flour out in the plate ready for the pork a little bit later. Yeah. Oh, my mouse is dying. Oh yeah, my stream anniversary is on Monday, chat. I hope you survive stream mouse. I don't know if you will, though. Okay, I have to deal with the mouse. Is it? I think it's double A's, isn't it? Question is, which double A's do I have are good? Because a couple of these are going bad, which is why I was hesitating doing this on stream. Watch, will be triple A's now. Oh no, we're double A's. No, you didn't like that. Nope, no green light. Those ones don't work. Let's try you and you. Nope, no green light still. Hi, Ozzy. Sorry if you missed it, but hello, Miss Sepsi, if you had to deal with the ad. Those don't want to work. Hey, there we go. Got a green light now. Well, I did. Now, it's still giving me a red light, but... No, I definitely don't want those in the trash. Don't want my notes for hog butchery in the trash. So at least we're up to a nice boil here. For those just joining in, we're boiling water, vinegar, onion, and garlic together to infuse the liquid with the onion and the garlic. And then we're going to soak a whole lot of mustard seeds in that. Well, in that and wine. And I'm just going to let that bubble until those onions cook through a little bit. I actually don't need it to cook that hot. What am I going to store this in while it's... What do I have that would be good for holding that for a short bit? Where's all my glassware? Well, that's glassware, but I don't want to use that. Glassware over here. Whole bunch of plastic. Maybe we'll let it cool down and I'll throw it in plastic. It's not going to be very hot when I put it in there anyways, because we're going to have to add the wine, and the wine's going to cool it down, along with the mustard seeds. So, I'm talking this through as I'm thinking it's through, chat. So, yeah. All you lovely people hanging out with me, hopefully you're having a great Friday. Y'all getting ready to go out? Y'all pre-gaming? Saying that knowing that no one really drinks anymore. You see how they're starting to pale out and they're not so bright white anymore? It's all sort of becoming one color slowly. There is still a flame underneath there. It's just really low. I'm trying to keep it just... I'm not trying to really evaporate any of it. I'm trying to infuse it. How much vino do we need? Let's open the booze. Hey, chat. Cup and a half of white wine. And get that back bubbling once again. Let that drip into the wine. I'm using up the last of the yellow mustard seeds that I have in the house, just to sort of use them up. Yellow mustard seeds are usually a little bit more of a yellow mustard thing than this, but I'm using them up anyways. And then we've got 4 brand new jars of brown mustard seed. Ooh, we got the safety seal off with the plastic cap on that one. Did I say there's 2 brands of mustard seed? One's The local supermarket is doing bulk seasonings. The other one is a big name out of San Francisco. Now we'll add the wine in there. Wine almost looks see-through. Not much color at all to that wine. That must be a stainless steel bottle. Using up the last of that. Give this a wrap in plastic. Don't really need the onions or anything in the dinner tonight. I'm like, even though I know most of the flavor is out of these onions, I'm still tempted to use them somehow, but I don't really have a good plan for them for tonight, so. I think next here is prepping our sauce. Bag o' chicken stock. Wait, we're doing pork tonight. Do I have pork stock that I can use here? I don't have to go in the other freezer for? I do. Ooh. Used proper stock for the proper dinner. Engine, thank you for that resub. hopefully you're having a lovely Friday. Welcome in. We got a little fat with our batch. This must have been one of the first ones that I poured with all that fat at the top. So this is I'm going to let hang out on the counter for maybe an hour or so, but this is then going to go in the fridge and hang out until Sunday. Just let those mustard seeds hydrate, and then basically it's either mortar and pestling or blending it, stick blending it. Which should I try out my Dijon on, chat? What should I make on Sunday with my new batch of Dijon? My first batch of homemade Dijon. Hi, chat. Getting the pasta queen out. Meant to do that. Alright, so we got our dough from earlier. We'll start rolling this out a bit while the stock melts. It's like, there is a flame underneath there, is there? Isn't there? Dijon cream sauce. That sounds decadent. Also sounds yummy. Nope, not thin enough. Now we're starting to look nice. Now we're starting to look like a nice, solid piece of dough. And give that one more fold before we roll down in size. Alright, so that's looking pretty nice. Let's start thinning it down. By nice, it's a little dry, it's a little rough on the edges. But I'm cooking dinner. I'm not serving a past president or something. Hi, Dances. Well, I did just break down a half pig, so there is all sorts of fresh pork around the house. Well, fresh frozen pork. Welcome in. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Nice. I'm gonna have a few of those myself tonight. Whatever's left of this bottle of wine that doesn't go into dinner tonight, I'm gonna drink. And I do have another tonic in the fridge, just tempting me to break out the Tanqueray. Which I have been greatly enjoying TNT's this summer. I say TNT, some people equate TNT to tequila and tonic. I equate it to Tanqueray. Tanqueray. Never really tried tequila and tonic. What do you think, chat? We got any tequila tonic drinkers? No, guess at halfway there, and that was short. Soda and lime. Yeah, tang's got a bit more bitterness to it. At least to me. Yeah, I had to get the flour back out for the pasta, after all. But only for keeping it dry while it's hanging out here. You in here happy that you're not the CEO or HR person of a certain company? Or am I the only one getting absolutely spammed with memes and everything under the sun with that? Hi, T. Absolutely dances. Now, I'm not going to say that it's any way appropriate for the two people at the top of a business being that way. I have certainly met some women that are that way, though. And I don't mean necessarily in any way interested in me, but like some older ladies that are just want some friendly contact. So on one hand, I'm a little bit like, was this just a really touchy HR lady that just really got into tons of trouble? I don't think so, but... Okay, good with our pasta for tonight. On to next things. For those just joining in here, I'm making my own Dijon mustard. And it's a little foggy, so you can't really see the plastic wrap. But there is a lot of mustard seeds. There is a lot of mustard seeds in there. With a bunch of wine, some vinegar, some water. We're still gonna let that cool down a little bit more. So we got stock defrosted. Let's get our sauce prepped. Like, there was so much stuff about it, I didn't even bother posting it in the Discord with the other news stuff. Words? With the other news stuff that I post. Nonsense that I post. Lemon smelling nice. I'm taking the seeds out of these because I'm serving them and putting them as garnish on the plate. You don't want seeds in those. We on to pork already? Let's start heating up water here. Good, nice and soft and fully defrosted. I was a little concerned it wasn't going to be 100% defrosted because I pulled it out this morning. So no bone until we get about there, and then it wraps up in here. So I'm just gonna cut down here. Oh hey, we can still use you. We can still use you. And then pound into it with sorry, pounding noise. Is it too loud? Should I mute?
And it's darker in a different setup. This is the tenderloin slice, and that's the pork loin slices.
So to get our sauce started here, we're going to switch over to the stove. High flame on this. That looks like a good amount of pork stock. And bring that up to a boil.
Salt. Salt.
Pepper. I'm seasoning my flour for dusting the pork now. Don't need anything in there for this. Let's do a little onion and garlic in there with it. So that's going to be our flour mixture for our meats. We're almost there. Watch this move over here rather than spreading throughout. Add some wine in with our stock. Most restaurants I would worked at where a saute station was, this is the sort of thing you do in bulk and prep and have in bottles. You can just quick pour bottles, speed pour bottles. I forget what they're called. The bar ones. We use them in the kitchen. You get the lemon juice and the butter there off to the side. We're reducing this down by about half. And waiting on our water to get to a complete boil. Where am I getting that background noise from? I'm not seeing it so much on the stream. I'm hearing it though. Oh hey, we're done with the wine. I can pour myself a glass now. Ooh. I cook with wine, and sometimes it goes in the food. It's even a little bit of a top up there. It's much more golden than I thought it was earlier. I thought this was straight stainless earlier. There's definitely some gold there from wood time. Not smelling much of it though. Maybe it's just from the grapes. Wow, that's acidic. Mouth is watering all over the place. Green fruits, bright fruits, acidic fruits, and minerality. Amazing wine in my opinion as far as whites, but hey Gilbits. Ooh, just in time for an ad break. I don't do garlic. I pretty much stick to dried or fresh. Oh, you're turbo too. Okay, I'm good with that for our reduction on the stock and wine. Move the pork stock that I'm not using off the stove. Turning the oven on to keep warm. Burning my arm here. It smells lovely.
So now we're sort of waiting for our water to be at perfect temp to start our pasta. We're gonna flour these, sear them, and then they go into the oven to just stay warm while we finish the sauce in the pan that we seared them in really quickly. But we want the pasta cooking while we're making that sauce because it's going to be quick. Din din dun. Ding ding dong. Since we're down through our ad, if you're still hanging out, Pinky, I primarily stick to powdered or granulated garlic and fresh garlic. Fresh garlic and granulated garlic will give you different flavors, and so you want to use them at different times, different potencies, sometimes together to get all of the garlic love. I do not buy garlic. I do not buy frozen pastes or mints or anything like that. I'm not a fan of elephant garlic or giant garlics. Typically they have no flavor despite being huge. They're like a lot of tomatoes. You get a tomato that's ginormous and it just ends up being watered down and How we doing, Pan? We nice and warm yet? Oh yeah, you're nice and warm. I'm gonna start in with our first pieces of meat here. We'll do the tenderloin last. There is compounds in garlic and onion that are released by cutting. They're sort of a chemical compound that they sort of say is a defense of the plant against other things, not really us. I think of it more as just you're mixing everything up in there and it sort of creates this nasty but tasty compound. Best way with fresh garlic is to use it and use it up. I buy it in bulk way too often and I shouldn't. And there's actually hardneck garlics that I prefer to buy in spring and summer that are much spicier, much heartier. You're a little bit harder to find. Most everything you see in the supermarket will not be that. And that has a shorter shelf life than soft neck garlic. But fresh garlic, buy it and you use it in the next month or two. Preferably weeks. Well, if you want them to be potent, you want to get all that flavor out of them, you want to mash them up, destroy them, mash them, smash them, cut them up. Cutting doesn't work quite as good as mashing, but put them in a garlic press. I want more color than this pork. I know that you're the other white meat, but you're being a little too white tonight. Hey, Guava Chica. I'm more of an onion junkie than I am a garlic junkie, but yeah. And I'm wishing that I had better or more access to shallots. I wish leeks were cheaper. Yeah. So we're going to start in on our pasta now that that's nicely boiling over on the other side of the stove. All over the place. I think people would refer to me, at least here in the States, as a European shopper, in that I make frequent small store shops and I go all over the place. I wish I could say I was doing it entirely by sales, but I'm not that coordinated. And throw those down in the oven to keep warm. And we're going to pull off most of the oil here into something, into you. But I have wonderful variety of produce here. I'm forgetting my pasta. Hopefully that comes back to a boil here quick. It's going to need a flame underneath that to do it, but hopefully that happens quickly. We add our lemon juice in with that. We'll give this a stir and toss in the bowl with that butter. Salt. Bit of freeze-dried parsley. Maybe should have fried the pork a bit more than seared it. Otherwise, successful dinner. Double check that. Yep, delicious dinner. There's so much acidity in this wine. It's so, like, my mouth is just full of water. Full of juices. Let's grab a couple of photos here. Going back to where I get my produce, there are all sorts of opportunities for me here too. Like, you name the major supermarket chain, other than Kroger, or Albertsons, we pretty much have them. I mean, we got Ralph's, we got Lucky's, we got all of those. We've got all sorts of farm stands all over the place here with great stuff. We have a whole bunch of local stores still around here, which I don't think really exist outside of this area of the world. We've got not only have a chain supermarket here that's just in this county, but actually we have two of them. We have Pacific and we have Oliver's, and then we've got a couple of just like family-based supermarkets still around here. There is quite seriously 6 or 7 supermarkets that I could walk to from my home. And that's not even touching on the fact that I worked in farmers markets for years, and there's so many great farms in this county. Not nearly as many as there used to be, but I absolutely love being in Sonoma for what we have here in Sonoma. All sorts of great food, all sorts of different microclimates. It's quite fun. I quite enjoy living here. Yeah, just a little bit of great wine. Even though we're drinking a Washington and Oregon wine, and global warming and water issues in California are moving more of that business north, we do have great wine. A little bit of a simpler evening, dinner tonight. I skipped the capers with tonight's dinner. Not a big capers fan. Not big on keeping jars of them around. So traditionally that's supposed to be capers and not parsley, but I'm going with parsley. I also wish I had more browning on the pork than I did, and that's a combination of the pan just wasn't hot enough, and maybe not enough oil in the pan, maybe overcrowding the pan. Any one of those, probably a combination of them. Gonna be back here on Sunday. Let me know in the Discord what ideas you have for me to do for dinner on Sunday. We're gonna be wrapping up that Dijon mustard. So Dijon mustard dinner ideas in the Discord, please. Was the scramble not working until just now? The scramble should have been running the entire stream. Silly bot. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I shall be back here on Sunday. See what everyone else in the world does Twitch is doing out there tonight. I think I'm gonna raid out tonight, chat. Yeah, we're gonna raid out. We're gonna go say hello to Ryan Howe. He used to raid me all the time back in the day. He does a little bit of everything. He's doing cowboy pie and peach cobbler, which sounds delicious. So I hope you enjoy hanging out with him. I'm gonna go enjoy dinner, maybe a Tanqueray and tonic afterward. I hope you have a great weekend, folks. Go have some fun. Good night.